atmosphere. Our family was pretty close. The cohesiveness of our family. My dad didn't put up with, us fighting and calling each other our names. And, even though at times we might have tried to get away with it, but he was a disciplinary and we grew up in the atmosphere of that. So they were, jumping fences, climbing trees, and, it was just that outdoor lifestyle in the country, called country feet, where you do whatever you do with shoes or without shoes. So, like I said, that was the foundation of everything I ever did after that. I was a 16th child of 20, and I have a twin brother, a sweet 16 out of the 20. What got me into the basketball, it was one of those typical things. I know it sounds cliche, but growing up in the South, you put a rim on the tree, and it was very true. And a lot of Southern athletes in the South have that story. It's a true story. But it was a sport where there was not only the siblings but cousins, so you couldn't play one-man sport. It had to be a sport where you could have a lot of participants. So basketball was one of the sports that we did. We did relays for track and field, and then we did some volleyball over the clothesline. We did kickball, softball, and like I say, even jumping the fence was a sport. I eventually gravitated towards basketball because it was very rewarding. Every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you could do something good, make a pass, get a steal, rebound, score. So it was a sport that I grew to love and love the competitiveness. And, it was just awesome, It was how you could do something. You could do 2 or 3 things back to back. Great. It's a beautiful game. So watching my sister, who's a superstar, and we went to four postseason play, 4 championships. We won 2, and so we were, in our 4 years, we won. I think I won 100 and maybe 122 games and lost like maybe 9 or 10 or something like that in my 4 years at high school. So, and then hers was even a little bit better. So watching her started to make me realize how basketball was. Having a career could be a low-hanging fruit. It was just right there. But obviously, my journey of playing was a whole lot different than hers. And what I learned in my struggle in that time of just trying to wanting to play the game and not really being as talented as my sister. So I actually I had to take a different path, and her path was highly sought after. She went to her business on private planes, and then I know other schools really showed interest in me. Auburn did, but they put me on the bus for 8 hours to go on my school visit. So I had a different journey than hers, and I guess that's why I appreciate it so, because I had to fight for everything I got. Going to Auburn on that bus ride for 8 hours and not knowing if I would even ever play at all, and being able to really, it's a saying, you either be history or make history, and being able to make, do some things and really exceed expectations. And through that, I had to learn a lot about myself, and I had to dig deep and face up the obstacles and, the disappointment and the rejection. And through my journey, through my process, that's where I grew. That's why I became a better person. And so basketball has done so much for me, and way beyond what you see on the basketball court. And my book is The Ride of a Lifetime, and they talk about how important to stay the course and to stay focused in and have that sort of that grit about what you're doing. And sometimes it's unfortunate because some people have an easier path, but your path is, you don't always choose your path, it chooses you. So you have to deal with it, deal with the cards you're dealt, or walk away from. A lot of people walk away. I decided to stay there and fight it, embrace it, and square my shoulders to adversity and meet it head on. Say, you know what, it's game time. And that's sort of the mentality, that I've had throughout my whole career, is that fight, competitiveness, and refusing to quit, turning no to gas, and so it has helped me become the Mighty Ruthie, as they call me, the nickname Mighty Ruthie.
How did you get your nickname?
Yeah, I got it from my teammates. Actually, my family, too. I think after the Olympics, I did a Nike commercial, and it was a long 2-3 day. And so after I got done, my family just started saying, Mighty Ruthie, Mighty. They sort of gave me a name, and my teammates, sort of fed off of that. And so I always make sure when I speak that I didn't give it to myself, it was given to me. So it's an honor, it's humbling. And so I do every day. I'm trying to be accountable for that name and trying to be mighty in my spirit, mighty in my work ethic, mighty in my pursuit of what we call excellence. And so it's a privilege and honor. Not like putting on a jacket, putting on an outfit, putting on a new dress. It's just part of being stays with me. I sustain that mentality in whatever I do. And I know that growing up in the South, jumping fences, and I remember, I think I was 13 or 14, and this one particular fence was so hard for me to get over. It's like every time I ran up to it, it seemed like it was weird. Like I feel like it's getting higher. It's like, why is this fence all of a sudden I'm having this fear factor kick in? And my brother said, just come on, don't worry about bypassing. We know you can do it. Like, no, I have to do it. I don't want to stroke it. I don't want to bypass it. I can do it. I want to do it. And I remember not being able to finish it that day because the street light came on. We had to be inside. But the next day, I was determined to do it no matter what. And I remember running up towards that fence, and it's like all I kept saying, you got to do it. You can do it. And I remember jumping and leaping over that fence and landed over the fence, not quite on my feet, but I landed, and that did so much for me, did so much for my confidence, so much for me. And I didn't know at the time, but when I look back and share that story, I believe that's the day, because I didn't make excuses. I could have easily just said, forget it, I ain't gonna worry about it. I persevered, I found that inner drive, and I was just determined and resilient. I believe that's the day I started becoming an Olympian. I think that was part of that was the start of my journey.